what I want to do now is pose a bit of a challenge, and I'm going to put that up to everybody, and it's a kind of a challenge for myself as much as anybody else. So I've kind of invented this idea. We're going to try a 6-minute challenge. So I wanted to show how easy it is to use Tornelo to get a tournament up and running. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set a timer, and I'm going to, I haven't done any preparation work, and I'm going to set up the tournament, and then I'm going to start the clock 6 minutes later. And I'm going to put the link out to all of you guys, to everybody who's here, so that you can go through the process. And in 6 minutes, you'll have enough time to get to the tournament, register an account, add a player profile, join the tournament, tick the box to say that you're here and ready to play, and the clocks will start in 6 minutes time. You're welcome to play 1 game, to play 2 games, to play 3 games, whatever you like to do. But this will give you the opportunity to actually go through the process as a player, and gives me a little bit of a challenge because I love a good challenge. And let's see if we can get the tournament set up to start in 6 minutes or less. So if you would like to join the challenge, I'm going to post a link shortly. I'll share my screen so you can see exactly what I'm doing the whole way through. So you'll get to see the setup of the tournament. You'll get to see on my screen, the players' registration as the registrations are happening. Yeah, you'll see the whole thing start to finish. Okay, and of course there's 83 people on the call here. We need some of you, 10, 20, 30, 40, 80, I don't mind, to actually register for the tournament and play a game. And I think it'll be great for you to actually get to see how that works. So thank you, Theodoros, for attending. And thank you. If anybody needs to leave now, I know we're kind of we've used our hour and we've had our question time, and this is just a bit of an extra bonus. So thank you, Theodoros, for coming along.
Just David, to say that because I saw a lot of questions for arbiters, I know that our Arbiters Council is scheduling to make a special seminar, webinar only for arbiters and online events when they will describe and they will explain many of these questions that will be specifically for arbiters. Okay, great.
And I'll go through the questions in the chat as well, and I'll try and respond to all of those. So I'm going to send an email to everybody with a link to the recording of this session, and when I do that, I'll try to answer as many questions as I can. All right, let's do this. Okay, here's our timer, 6 minutes. Okay. Oh, well, I guess it started now. All right, there's my 6-minute timer. I've got to create a tournament, and we've got to get people registered in 6 minutes. So I'm clicking run an event. Oh, my internet's so slow. This is unfair. We're calling it the 6-minute challenge.
David, please zoom in a little bit. So
zoom in a little bit, sure. Okay, there we go. You're wasting my seconds, Tanya. Okay.
I'm doing it on purpose.
I know. The 6-minute challenge. We're going to put this into the Tornelo organization. You will probably only have 1 or maybe 2 organizations to choose from. Okay, the start date and time is actually not relevant because it's like 3 a.m. in Melbourne, so forget about that. It's a public tournament. We're going to put a Zoom link. Actually, I need to now find the Zoom link for this Zoom meeting so that if you click on it, you don't get taken to a different Zoom meeting. So let me just copy the invite link, put it in here. Okay, I'm not going to put a secondary one. We're going to play standard chess. We're going to have 420 seconds, we're going to have 240 seconds. So we're going to play 4 minutes plus 2 seconds a move. I'm not going to let you start the clock before the opponents are there. I'm going to not let you cancel arbiter calls. You're going to be allowed takebacks. You can have draws straight away. We're going to go for 5-fold repetition and 75 moves because that's the FIDE defaults. I'm going to just have 1 division. We're not going to go for age groups. I don't want people to tell me how old they are. We're going to have no payments, even though I could make a fortune by charging for payments for this, but we're going to leave that out. We're going to create the event. So I've now created the event. I'm going to send you in the chat a link to the event, right? What I need you to do is click on that link. Okay, click on the link and then click join now. Okay, so you're going to see a button which says join now, and you're going to enter the tournament. Okay, so you're going to click on the link, you're going to go to the tournament lobby, you're going to click join now, and you've got 4 minutes before the clocks start. Oh, Ismail, you are absolutely the winner. Peter, number 2, that was unbelievably quick. I should have done a 2-minute challenge if I'd known that there was going to be people that quick. All right, Ishmael is now here. I can see his green light is on. So that shows me that he's here. Ishmael, if you can tick the box at the top of the page to say that you are here and ready to play. Okay, thank you, Peter. You've done that as well. So when you've ticked the box to say you're ready to play, then I know everything's good. All right, wow. So Dennis is in. So you can see this is how easy it is to create a tournament, get it set up and running. Okay, I'm going to open the pairings program now so that you can now see 2 different views. So there's the tournament lobby where people are registering. They're ticking the box at the top of the page to say that they're here and ready to play. And we've got the pairings program where while everybody's registering, I'm just going to check my settings. I'm going to get, we've got to make sure it's FIDE approved pairings. I don't want people to complain that we've got.
David, should we tell people that from here you can also set the points to 3-1-0?
I could set the points to 3. Yeah, that's true. I could set the points to so points for the win is 1. It's 1.5-0 is what we've got for this one. Actually, I just want to have 3 rounds maximum because we don't want to be here all evening, even though people love playing chess. All right, so we've got now 8 people registered. We're going all right. People have got their ratings in. You're in the Zoom meeting, so if there's any questions, you can type a message in the chat and let me know if there's any specific questions about the tournament. Let me just check that I got my time controls right. So we want to play 4 minutes, which is 240 seconds. Let me just check that I got that right. 240 seconds plus 2 seconds a move. Okay, we've got everything good. All right, 2 minutes and 2 seconds to the tournament starting. We've got 15 people registered. Gosh, imagine if you could just create a tournament and start the tournament in 6 minutes or less. All right, Luke, you've asked me a question. You need an enter token. For this tournament, I am not going to be providing any tokens. So what a token does is a token will link a player that's already in the tournament to a player profile, to a username. So let's say, for example, I enter your name into the tournament and I've used a different email address from the one that you're signed in with, then I will create a token for you. All right. So what I want you to do for this one is to click the Join Now button. Okay. So you should see a Join Now button. Let me just show you on the screen here what, I'll just open this page, what you will see. Okay, so you're gonna sign in. Let's say we've got demo 1. I'm not sure what the test. Let's try that. Okay, so you'll see a join event or enter token button. An enter token, a token is for a player that's already in the event. So if you can see your name in the event already, I can give you a token and link it up. But without a name, I can only see that you can click join event. And when you click join event, then you'll be able to add your player and create the entry. All right, so that's what I need you to do. When you see that message, you're spectating, join event or enter token, click join event. You've still got 21 seconds. Oh, David's got to reset his password. You don't have to withdraw, David. You can always enter late. That's fine. That's fine. So this is the nice thing about it. It doesn't matter. You can enter late. And if someone wants to enter late, I will show them how that works as well. Okay, I'm going to now, 3 seconds. I'm going to enter the pairings program. 2, 1. All right, time's up. So what I'm going to do is I just reload the page. I've got 23 people in the tournament. I'm going to click start now. There are some people who didn't tick the box, but I know that they are here because otherwise they wouldn't have been able to enter. So I'm going to pair everybody in for the first round. And you've now heard a noise on your computer. And Ishmael, I'm very sorry about that. You ended up with the buy, even though you were the first one to register.
He was the first one. That's unfair.
That's not unfair. It's okay because I'm going to add somebody for you to play. So Ishmael, in just a second, we're going to see there's going to be another person registering. I'm absolutely sure. We've got our 24th player registered. That was Roderick, and I'm going to edit the pairings. So Roderick, now you've got a game against Ishmael. So you've got now in the tournament lobby a button play now. I'd like you to click that button play now, and you'll be into your game. So I can see Matthew Carr. You haven't clicked the play now button. Peter Hulse. Let me just check, Peter. You were the second fastest to getting into the tournament. I need you to be at the top of the page and click the button play now, and then you can start your games. All right. All right, David,
I would
no
like
problems at
to.
all.
I would like to add a comment. Like
Sure.
if you don't see the message that you're supposed to see, like that your game is ready or that the pairings are ready, sometimes just refreshing your browser page can solve any kind of problem.
Okay, so Luke can't join. Okay, there's something going on with Luke's. What I can
Maybe
do,
Luke would like to share his page, and we can
yeah,
help.
we could help through. Yeah, how do you want to do it, Luke? Do you want to share your page and I'll help you through it? See if I can work out what's going on. Or do you want me to just enter you and send you a token? It's your call. So I've now got 28 players in the tournament. So I just want to add some of these guys to the pairings. Okay, so that everybody gets a game. Okay, do you see? So if you can see my screen still, it's this easy to get a tournament running, all right? And I'm just adding play, like you come in late, no problems, I'll give you a game to play. All right, so Robert, Sabrina, Annie, you guys can now click the Play Now button at the top of your tournament lobby page. So I've disallowed, the arbiter, the cancel arbiter call button. Only I can cancel arbiter calls at the moment. Okay, so that's a tournament setting. So if you call the arbiter, I'll come. That's all right. This is a small tournament, just 28 players. I can manage it all myself without a problem. Okay, so we've got 28 players. Okay, Luke, did you want to share your screen and we can help? You're only a spectator. Okay, so as a spectator, Luke, let me just see. Do you have a button that says join now? Where it says you're a spectator, then there's two buttons underneath that. Let me just show you what you should see on your page. So when it says you're a spectator, test it, chess. Okay, you should see two buttons, join event and enter token. So Luke, if you can see my screen, I'm hoping this is what you see. You see you're spectating this event and join event, enter token. Click join event. That's what I want you to do. Click join event. If you don't have a player listed, click add a player. Okay, then next, proceed all the way through. Where do you get stuck? So you got to put a phone number and an email address in, get through to the end and click submit entry. So when you get to the end and you click submit entry, it should enter you to the tournament and bounce you back to the lobby. Tanya, if you want to unmute Luke, I'm happy to have that chat with him. We've got a bunch of players who are playing games. Feel free, if you're playing games, to call the arbiter to, I don't know, take back moves. I don't know, fun stuff. Click some buttons. This is not FIDE rated, so you don't have to worry about your rating losing. Okay.
David, there is a question. The participant has an account as an organizer, and maybe he's not allowed to join the tournament.
So when you click join, you'll just need on that first step to add a player. There's a little blue link which says add a player. So if you've just created an account as an organizer, you won't have a player profile yet. So you need to then click that. You're stuck on the player profile page. Okay. Luke, can you share your screen, Luke? Let's allow you to share screen. Okay. So Luke, if you can share your screen, we'll see if we can help you through that. Okay. Okay, so Peter's back onto his game. Okay, yep, so your player name, let's type it. I can see what you're doing. So we'll need two names. So you'll need a first name and a surname. So if you can spread it out into two names. Yep, so Luke, if we can.
No, this is not Luke.
Put a space in there. Oh, that's PS Lim. Okay, great. So now go next. So you need, it assumes that start a bit there, yep. Next, community profile is fine. So you can click finished, click next. What's your rating roughly? Okay, I've got 2 players who are unpaired, so I'm going to add those guys to the tournament as well. Okay, so Duke and B Sharif, you guys can start your game. While we're getting Mr. Lim into the tournament as well. You might help me as well in the lobby, just in case they can't cancel their own arbiter calls. Okay, perfect. You're in the tournament. So what I need to do now, Mr. Lim, so to withdraw, Jenny, good question. Click your name in the tournament. And when you're in the tournament lobby, click your name in the message bar on the right-hand side. And then there'll be an option, withdraw. Okay. And when you withdraw, you won't be in any more games. You could also skip particular rounds if you wanted to skip individual rounds. Okay, Luke, you're in. Awesome. Okay, so Luke, I'm giving you a game now against Mr. Haroon or Rashid. So Mr. Rashid, if you can click the play now button with Luke, move. Vera, absolutely. Vera, you can still enter the tournament. I've got the setting for late entries. So let me show people how that works. So when I go to the tournament settings, scroll down here, I've late entries or disable late entries. I've got that allowed,
maybe you should,
but if I want to later on, I can turn it off.
Off your camera.
Okay, my screen, yeah.
You're lagging a bit.
Yeah, I'll turn that off again.
Okay.
If you didn't have a player profile. So yeah, Vera, go ahead and enter the tournament now. I will see that you've entered. Let me share my screen again so everybody can see what I'm doing, because people want to see. Mr. Rashid, can you join the game? There should be a play now button at the top of the page for Mr. Rashid, and then you'll be able to play against Luke, because Luke's sitting in the game waiting for you. All right, if people want to know a real secret, I don't know if people really want to know this or not, but I'm going to actually play some moves for Luke's opponent. Oh my gosh, is that legal? Can arbiters play moves for people? Oh no, Mr. Rashid is there. I was just about to make a move for you, Rashid. Oh well, you're in and playing the game. So arbiters, we've got full control, everything that we would like to do. Anything you want to do is possible. So Vera, let me know if you've got any problems actually registering for the event, signing in. So you want to go to the tournament lobby page, you want to click the join now button, and you'll be able to play your game. Players, if you finish a game, you can go through the tournament lobby, you can click on the round, you can click view or watch if you want to see any games that are actually live in progress. It is just hopefully so easy for people to get the hang of this. Okay, we've got an arbiter call. Excellent. If you want to try these things, this is fun times. Okay, so just GG, excellent. Back to the lobby. You can click on your own name in the tournament lobby and download some PGN files if you want you to download your PGN. Okay, excellent. Oh, Vera's in. Oh, sorry, Vera, I didn't realize you were already in. There you go. Yeah, this is a common question, isn't it? Okay, so as an arbiter, maybe you know what I'm going to do? Mr. Lim, asking silly questions. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give your opponent, I'm going to pause the clock, and I'm just going to give your opponent an extra 30 seconds for that. Oh, here we go. Actually, no, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take 30 seconds away from you, just for fun. There we go. See, so I get to adjust the clocks. Yeah, because I'm the arbiter. I can do whatever I want, right? I'm under control. I've got control of the whole thing. So apologies if you lose the game because of me. All right. So as you can see from my page, from the if you're still sharing, if you're still viewing my screen share, I can see the connection status of all the players in the tournament. So I can see everybody's green, nobody's disconnected. I can see all the results that are in. Mr. Gunnar, sorry, Mr. Bjornsson, we haven't got you into the round for this round, but you know what? I'm going to give you a bye in the first round, give you a full point bye for that. If I wanted to, I could even start the pairings for round 2 now. I know, kind of crazy, but I could pair up round 2 now if I wanted to and get some people started. We've still got 10 people who are playing their games. What else could I do? I could, yes, Tanya.
No, it's okay. I just wanted to make a comment about forfeits, how to indicate forfeits.
Yep, sure. So ... forfeit. This will be in our power users seminar. So let's go and check out some games, shall we? Oh, Peter's about to lose on time. Oh, Peter lose on time. He was second in, declaring the game a draw. Too slow. Okay, back to the tournament lobby. Yep, that's correct. Yog, you correctly found the withdraw button, so you can remove yourself from the tournament. And then, Jenny, you've got your name. You get to control everything. Let's see. So I've got a couple of games still going. What I'm going to do is, so that we can pair the next round, so people can see that, I'm going to just declare some of these games a draw. Okay, so I know that you're not going to be happy about that, Jürgen and Kristen. Sorry, Kristen, I've just declared that game a draw because I'm the arbiter and I can declare games as forfeits as well. That's right. If I want to declare a forfeit or a result, I can take back a move. So I can do whatever I want. Oh, there we go. Miroslav's just lost on time. So all the games are finished for the first round. So when all the games are finished, I can now do pairings for the second round. So anybody who's withdrawn will be withdrawn, and I'll now pair the next round. So what I'm going to do for this one is I'm going to do draft pairings. Okay, so Luke, I'm just going to publish the pairings so you can see your pairings. Let's go to the lobby so you can see the pairings, and when I say go, now you can start. Okay, so Luke, absolutely. Good question. Can you be an arbiter, an organizer, a player, and a parent? Yes, you can. One email address, one login can give you access to all of those things. All right, so one email address can log you in, and you can be an arbiter for a tournament. You can be an organizer. You can enter multiple players. So this is something that is kind of a bit strange for people to get their head around. But let's say that you're a parent of 2 children, or if you're a crazy person like me, you're a parent of 4 children. Thanks, David, for coming along. Come and play in any practice tournaments every single day. Every single day, we've got practice tournaments for the next few weeks. So if you're a parent of a number of children, yes, I see your opponent isn't here. Let's just start their clock, shall we? We'll just start the clock, Dominic, and then if Peter doesn't show up, you'll get the win. So Luke, your problem was, happy to help. There we go. Let's resume that game. Continue on. All right. So your problem was not logging in because you're an organizer. The problem was that you just didn't have a player profile in your account. That's not a problem, Peter. That's not a problem. We're going to withdraw you from the tournament. this is only for fun. So you know what I'm going to do, Dominic? If you can hear me because you're on Zoom, you know what I'm going to get you to do, Dominic, is go out of your game and go back to the tournament lobby, because I've just given you a different opponent for this first round because Peter can't play anymore. So I've withdrawn Peter from the tournament and I'm removing him from the games. And Dominic, if you go back to the tournament lobby, you'll see that I've given you a game against Vera. So Vera, if you would like to play a game, Dominic's now gone out of his previous game and into this game. We've got a couple of other people who aren't here or haven't signed in. And this is the nice thing, like I can see on my page, Bernd, Mr. Vogler, not signed in. Mr. Bjorn Carlson, not signed in. Vera Avramidou, Miss Vera is not signed in as well, not playing her game as well. So I get to see everything. I've got view over what's going on. And if I want to, I can hassle people. If I want to, I can repair the round. Maybe Mr. Sharif is waiting for too long. I could start the clocks if I wanted to. Or I could say, you know what, Mr. Sharif, B. Sharif, could you go out of that game and I will, oh no, you're in. Oh no, you were still waiting for your opponent. All right, Dominic, third time lucky. Hey, Dom, I'm gonna get you in a game against Mr. Sharif. Okay, in this game, you're actually going to see that your name when you're playing is different. Okay, so you won't be playing as Dominic because I've put you in a game that actually belonged to Mr. Rashid. So you might see a different name. Okay, resume the game. Start the clock. Let's see if we can start that game going. I can see the players there. All right, questions. Good question. Mehmet has asked about tie breaks. Tie breaks are a very common question. People love asking about tie breaks. We have limited tie break options at the moment. Okay, we have only Sonborn Berger. We have Progressive and Buchholz. Okay, we are working on adding a kind of a tie break. I don't know what we call it, like a big chooser where you can choose any different tie breaks and sort them in different orders, and it just all does everything that you could possibly want. So give you Swiss manager sophistication of tie breaks. But at the moment, you've just got 3 basic tie breaks. The Buchholz is just sum of opponent scores. There's no cuts or anything, just sum of opponent scores. The Sonberger or the Progressive scores, and you can set them at the start of the tournament. You can add them in or out as you like. You can't upload standings at the end. No, not yet. Bjorn, it's been lovely to meet you. Thank you very much for coming along. We'd love you to be using Tornelo. If you have any questions, reach out to me. I'll send you an email after this with hopefully some answers to questions and some links to some help files and things like that. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it. I'm glad some people actually got a chance to play some games as well, just for a bit of fun. Yeah, we look forward to getting things set up. If anybody is about to start a tournament and needs some more detailed assistance, or would like some some one-on-one support to help you get your first tournament set up, I would be more than happy to do that. We'll get you set up and running, or of course just join in a bunch of these practice tournaments that are in some ways nominally for the FIDE World Youth Championships, but really anybody can join in. So it's a good opportunity over the next 2 or 3 weeks to try and grab a few practice tournaments and experience what it's like. If you want to be an arbiter on any of those tournaments, join in, talk to the arbiter who's there and say, hey, I'd like to be the arbiter, and we'll add you as well. So you get to see from both directions how it works. Could be a little training session for you. So every day we've got experienced arbiters who are running those tournaments. They've used Tornelo for the last 6 months for online tournaments. They'll definitely be able to help you out. Duke, thank you. Good to see you again. We'll see you next time. Milan, thank you very much for joining in. Really appreciate everybody's time this evening. It was certainly ended up, as always, being more than an hour, because once you play games, it's a bit of fun. And I can't believe we still have 50 people who are on the line watching all the craziness go on. And seeing how this tournament is panning out. So we've got a bunch of players playing their games. You can still see, like I can see games that are finishing. I can see people who are disconnecting. If I want results, I've got to reload the pairings program to actually get the results in. Okay, I've got to reload the page. We've got another arbiter call, so let's go and see what Mr. Lim, what silly question he's asking this time. Oh no, it's just a resignation. That's okay. Players often call me and say, "Hey, I won." Like, great. That's a sure sign that you're like an over the board tournament when kids call you and say, "Hey, I won." It's excellent. So, all right. Thank you, Lauren. Lovely to see you here. Thank you, Mr. Rashid. We shall see you next time. If you're leaving the tournament, I'm only going to pair one more round for those people who are just crazy for chess. If you would like to leave, obviously, it has been a long time. You're welcome to leave and move on and get on with the rest of your evening, or have dinner, or go to bed, or depending on what time zone you're on. We would be happy if you game. If you want to play one more game, I think we're kind of getting to the end of the. Yeah, but absolutely. If anyone has some specific questions, feel free to just email me privately as well. I'm very happy to answer all of those questions on an email. And I will send you a copy of the recording. I'll send you.
And also the links to the help files. A couple of people have asked for those too. Links.
We'll try and answer some of the questions. I'll download all the questions from the chat and I'll scroll through that and see if we can answer some of those questions from the chat. And yeah, we'll get it going. Terry, good to see you again. Thank you for coming along. Looking forward to having some of the Malaysian Chess Federation tournaments or a big Asian championships or something on Tornelo soon. If it's going to be more than 1,000 players, just let me know though. I want to know any tournaments that are going to be more than 1,000 players so that I can just turn up the dial on the power settings in the servers and make sure that we don't have anyone running slowly. Vera, thank you very much for coming and playing. Enjoyable. There's always more questions, Terry. Always more questions. It'll take you a few tournaments before you've got your head around everything. But I'm more than happy to join anybody at all for that first tournament. It's always a bit kind of nerve-wracking. We had first-time arbiters, first-time players, first-time tournaments. It's scary, but I can't imagine the first time that people had to do a first-time tournament. What if you've never used Swiss Manager and you've never used a Lichess or a Chess.com or something platform? It's a learning curve in every situation. I hope that Tornelo makes that learning curve a little bit less steep and we can get people up and running sooner, as fast as we possibly can.
David?
Luke, yes.
Luke is asking about this cool feature with the multiple ratings.
Yes, that's right. So, Luke, we have you've seen these 4 ratings: Tornelo, FIDE, USCF, Australia, and you can import ECF tournaments. Awesome, Terry. So you can import players' ratings. Basically, in any tournament, you can choose what ratings you want to use. So they're completely flexible. You can set them. Oh, there you go. Pairings up if people want to play another game. You don't have to, obviously. Final game if anyone does want to play. There you Mickey, thank you very much. See you next time. So yeah, you can import any ratings, and it's just a number. You can just type it into the player's name. So let's say, for example, your rating you've listed it at 1400. I can just go in and I can change it to 2600. Right. So whatever you want the rating to be, you can just set the rating, and you can run with your own rating system. We are working on some features to kind of have like just a checkbox that it can automatically switch between multiple ratings. At the moment, you've kind of got you've got two ratings that you can put into Tornelo. What we call actually, I can't remember what they're called. What do we call it? It's an initial rating and an estimated rating. So you can kind of use those two fields for like a FIDE rating and a USCF rating, or a Tornelo rating and an ACF rating, or whatever you want. So you can use those fields for whatever you want, but we're actually only able to sort on one rating at the moment. So we'd like to be able to add some features later on, so that any chess federation in the world could import their ratings into the platform, and then you can just tick a box saying use the Cyprus Chess Federation ratings, and you're using Cyprus Chess Federation ratings. When we built Tornelo, when we built Tornelo was designed as a rating system. So we've certainly got the ability. You have no rating. Can you change to 0? Yeah. So you can change ratings to 0. It's not going to make a difference for this tournament because we're not going to submit this tournament for ratings, so it's not going to actually change anything. Mr. Lim. What happened there? No opponent. Do we have opponent? Is Gunnar there? We can see the green icon shows.
Maybe Agnieszka should refresh her browser page.
Connected. So let's see what happens. So Gunnar, are you still here? Maybe Gunnar is not here and he's left his browser. Well, okay, this gives Gunnar's left. That's okay. So you know what? I'm gonna get a chance now to show you how I, as an arbiter, can impersonate the player and go in and play a game. Right? So there you go. If you would like to play some moves, you're welcome to beat me in a few moves if you'd like to. And I can pretend to be Gunnar. So there we go. The game is off and running. So all I've done is I've added this attribute to the end of the link to say that I want to play as black, and every arbiter can do it. Yeah, it is dangerous, absolutely.
Only arbiters who know how to do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe we should stress at this point that every arbiter in a tournament, for example, arbiters who watch players through Zoom. Okay, we have arbiters who are assigned to just do this. Maybe they don't have privileges over the tournament. Every person who is involved in the tournament somehow, they don't necessarily have privileges to answer arbiter calls, to adjust the time, to play moves for the player. So it is up to the organizer to assign everyone his or her duties.
Exactly, and really, you have to trust your arbiters, right? If you don't trust your arbiters, then they shouldn't be an arbiter. So Luke, it is possible to be a player and an arbiter. When you're in the tournament lobby, it's a little bit tricky because as a player and an arbiter in the tournament lobby, you don't get to see both the play now button and the call arbiter button. So yeah, it can be a little tricky. But yeah, you can play as a player and an arbiter. Like I'm playing a game at the moment. I'm not actually a player in the tournament, but I'm still able to navigate around and hopefully help some people as well. There's no official walkover time. So for example, if I want to, I can just, pause the game, adjust the clocks. I can make black have just 1 second and then resume the game. So there's no official walkover times in this situation. What did he play? Castles. Maybe I should play. I'll play Rook G8. See what happens. So let's go back to the tournament lobby. See if I've got another. I think I've got another call from Matthew. Matthew Carr has called the arbiter. Yep. Okay. I'll give you the win. Okay. So I just adjust clocks, make white just have 1 second, resume the game. Boom. Okay. So we've just adjusted the clocks there. Yes.
Mehmet is asking about special results option for arbiters. Would you show how the arbiter can modify the result of a game that has finished?
Yeah, sure. So let me just choose a move here for.
Anil, okay, sorry, David, while you do this, I will try to answer orally, if it's okay. What the arbiter can do, they can change the result after the game is finished. So you can change it to a win or a draw. Maybe you need to punish a player, or maybe you can change it to a draw because a flag fell, but the opponent was only left with his or her king. And David will show promptly how to change the result after the game is finished.
There's no button to declare a win, but only to declare a draw. That's correct.
Yes,
so
this is during the game.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You've seen what I've done there, Annalise. You're very quick. You're obviously you'll pick this up very quickly. Yeah, I just edited the time to like 1 second, and then let the game run out. You don't have to do that. You can declare the game a draw, for example. So let's see if this game hasn't started. I can just declare the game a draw, so the game is over, right? But then come back to the pairings program and allocate somebody a win. So the arbiter always has control over the results. So you can have a draw. Oh, I lost some time. Sorry about that, Ms. Brustman. I was distracted. I was probably struggling anyway there. Oh, takes on F5. Okay. So yeah, you can. Yeah, we can see, definitely. We can see the let's say the fair play report for this tournament. See if anybody's been getting assistance. Woohoo, that'd be interesting. Okay, Luke's called the arbiter. Okay, so yeah, no opponent. We'll just declare that game a draw. Okay, so I can declare that game a draw, so Luke doesn't get a game, but I can then go and give him a practical, win in the actual tournament if need be. Okay, so the arbiter always has control over the results. So yeah, I can just declare whatever I want. So if people didn't show up, I can just delete the round, altogether. If they didn't play a game, or I can just allocate wins, whatever I want to do. So we've got 2 games that are going. All right, let's see the fair play report. Sure, why not? Okay, so okay, this game's finished. So we've got 1 more game. So what the fair play report is designed to do, remember, is to demonstrate fair play. We're not trying to catch people who are cheating, right? So this is kind of my philosophy of fair play, is that we need to speak always in the positive about what we want to see, not what we don't want to see. And we need to be, forgiving, and we need to be, positive and trusting, because that's how we build a community of trust. So I'm not out here to try and catch people who are cheating. What I'd like to do is I'd like to demonstrate the people who are playing fairly. Now, if there are some people who I can't prove are playing fairly, then maybe I should go back to my observations or my supervision and try to identify whether they're doing the wrong thing, or talk to them after each round and say, like, hang on, what's going on? So I've just clicked the fair play button, and you can now see on my screen the fair play report. Okay, so this fair play report we go through and we're analyzing the games in real time. Okay, so what it will do is it will show you, firstly, there are some players who are just playing so badly, there's no way that they're getting any assistance. Now, apologies to Vera and Jenny and Ani and John and Duke for showing your names down the bottom there, but you guys definitely played fairly, all right? You played really badly, so well done. Thank you very much for that. All right, we've got a bunch of people at the top of the page who are the ones who played most like a computer. All right, so what we want to do is it will tell you there are 13 players that are above some thresholds that we have, and you want to go deeper. So we're going to click the go deeper, do a deeper analysis on those players. All right, and so that'll then take, probably another 3 or 4 minutes, maybe not that long actually, because there's only 13 players, to analyze those next players' games. And so we can keep going deeper and deeper and deeper. So we have these scores here. This column is called a sort score. This is really like if you just want to look at one thing, you just look at the sort score. And we've got these average centi-pawn loss and average move match, the baseline statistics, right? So this is all raw data. So if you've seen a Ken Reagan report, that's got a scaled data. So it looks at the player's rating and it compares the results to the rating. We are working on and we've got something which is not bad, but I still want to do a bit more work on it before we release the scaled version. So we're just showing you just the raw data and telling you, okay, these are the scores. So we can see that Jörg Eger is our highest score. So he's the person who has played most like a computer. Now, I don't know what his rating is, but let's have a look. Okay, so he hasn't put his rating in here, but let's just quickly check FIDE rating for Jörg. And I'm going to guess it's over 2,000 because otherwise, okay, so there you go. Reasonable player, right? International master, 2,400 plus. A sort score of anything above 20 would be expecting to be at least 2,000 to 2,400. So if we reload the page now, yeah, he's up at 33. So an international master or grandmaster could get up to a score of 40 before you really got concerned that they were getting assistance, particularly if they're playing against lower rated players, and particularly when you've only got a very small number of moves. So this has only been 19 moves, but I can tell you, yep, that's I know that it's a very strong player. Okay, I don't know Bjorn Carlsen's rating, but with a sort score of 22, I'm going to guess that his rating is over 2,000. So let's check out FIDE rating for Bjorn, and let's see where his rating sits. 2293. There you go. No surprises there. Okay, so he has played, well at his normal rating. All right, Dennis got a sort score of 4, so this indicates that he's playing fairly. Dennis is about 1,900. Perfect. That just means that you played fairly, Dennis. So a sort score of above 0, I would usually look at above 0, but I run a lot of junior tournaments. So if you've got a kids tournament, you're looking at the players who are above 0. In a faster time control, of course, the scores are going to be lower as well, because remember, this is a raw score. It's completely raw score. It's just how many move matches, what's your centi-pawn loss on the game. So 4 plus 2, people have got conversations going, there's distractions. Not many people in this tournament are going to get above 0. Okay, we've seen the 2 players who've got above 0. One's an IM, one's 2,300 and probably improving. And both of them have played against lower rated opponents in the game. So we've now got only 5 players left who need some deeper analysis. So I'm going to click the deeper analysis button again, and this will take another 1 or 2, maybe 3 minutes to do a deeper analysis on those 5 players. And we're going to see the sort scores are going to keep changing, but anything below 0, it's probably completely safe. If you're above 0, it will depend. You'd look at it based on your rating of your opponent, the player's rating. If you're a junior under 1,200, then you're kind of going, well, how did you get above 0? That's kind of a little suspicious, especially in a fast time control. But some of the juniors who are kind of 1200, but actually, probably playing at 1500 strength, you might let them get away with up to 10, for example. Between 10 and 20, you're probably a strongish club player. So you might be 1400, 1600, something like that. Is it possible to import fair PGN? Stanislav, technically, yes. I really don't, I'm not encouraging it because it's going to be a big load for our server if I tell everybody they can do this. But it is technically possible. We would rather that people don't go importing, hundreds of thousands of games and tournaments and things like that. But it is possible. If you reach out to me privately, I can share with you. It's a two-step process to do that. It's not straightforward because I don't want it to be easy for people to do. At some point, we will get a new server, and we will probably offer a service where people can pay a couple of euros to use our server time and run these reports because I know that they're important. And Elise, there is a guide on our blog and in our help file. If you go to our help center, you will see there is in the fair play section, we've got some documents which talk about how to interpret the fair play report. Okay, so that interpretation will help you for now. As soon as we're doing some research at the moment, we've had a couple of people working on some statistical analysis stuff for us at the moment to try and give us like a single number that is scaled. And so then instead of showing you a raw score and saying, oh, this player got 30 and you've got to work out that they've got a high rating, it'll just be a number that tells you, like, if it's above 0, then they may well have had assistance, and if the higher they are above 0, the more likely they are to have had assistance. So in that case, if you see someone who's got a 32, you'd be kicking him out of the tournament straight away. For now, you see a 32, you're like, well, he's an IM, nearly a GM. It's a fair score. Okay, we can see after deeper analysis, Bjorn's score has dropped to 4, which is for somebody 2200, completely safe. Dennis is now a number 2 player. He's only 1900, but again, a sort score of under 20 is for a 2000 rated player, totally fine. All right, so we've got 3 players left that need to do a final deeper analysis. So we're gonna analyze those 3. Again, it'll take another 2 or 3 minutes to do the analysis, but you can kind of see how you would use this in a tournament. So after 1 round or 2 rounds, you'd say, oh, okay, I can see these are the players at the top of the list. And you'll give those players who are on the top of the list a little bit more attention when it comes to supervision. Now, what I do is I talk to the players and I tell them, hey, congratulations, Dennis, well done. You've been playing awesomely, probably above your rating. You're playing really well. And in order to protect you from accusations at the end of the tournament where people say, wow, he's played too well, I'm going to give you a little bit of extra supervision. So I need you to make sure your screen share is on. I need you to give me a little tour of your room. I need you to show me that your mobile phone has been left in a different room out of your playing space. And we're going to have you on camera. And I'm doing this to protect you because I want to be able to say at the end of the tournament, I know absolutely for sure that Dennis played fairly, right? And so because you're playing so well, I've chosen you, and congratulations for playing so well. Excellent. You should feel proud that we're actually looking more closely at your games, and that's what we want. That's what we want to do. So this phraseology, this way of talking, makes it seem positive instead of negative. And so what you're doing is you're building a positive community. You're building an environment where people trust one another, and they're actually like, oh yeah, here, let me help you. I want to show you, what's going on. I want to show you like my bedroom. It's kind of a bit intrusive, and I can understand when you say to somebody, hey, we think you're cheating, show us your bedroom. They're like, well, screw you. Like, I don't want to show my, you're accusing me of something that they may or may not be doing. Okay. So, yeah, Dennis's room's messy. There you go. So if I talk to Dennis in this positive way and say, look, Dennis, you're playing really well. I'd really like to support you. Let's work together on this fair play, and let's make this entire community that we've got where, you know all these people who are in the tournament, we know each other, we're going to try and eventually play over the board chess again one day. And now we're kind of all on the same team, and there's a bit of community spirit, and everyone's happy and feeling happy. How can you avoid a chess bot? So if you've got a bot playing and they're just copying moves, you're going to see a sort score of like above 40 straight away. You'll pick that in one round. So yeah. Anybody who's blatantly cheating, if they're just blatantly using a computer for every single move, it's just super obvious. Of course, the difficult challenges are when people are getting assistance sometimes, or they're getting assistance within their normal rating range, and this is challenging. And so for these sorts of things, the supervision is much more useful than how do you tell somebody's cheating when they're just getting an extra 200 rating points? I mean, they could play 200 rating points above their rating any day of the week. Like, people have always got a range with which they play. Anyway, so fair play. Go watch the seminar, the webinar. Yezhina Prokopova has done a session on supervision. Adam Raouf's done a session on the environment. I talked about some of the statistical analysis and the verification processes. So, go watch that. It's 2 hours, but it's got lots of information, lots of detail in there. Okay, I've got to go to bed. This has been great, guys. I've really enjoyed it. This has been a lot of fun. I look forward to doing it again sometime soon, and maybe some advanced sessions. So feel free to shoot through all of your questions, and I will take them all on board and see if we can do an advanced session and give you some of the the really maybe more technical stuff, or the real how-tos of how to actually make an awesome event, not just run an event online, but make it a really great event that people want to come back and play again. And Adam may have also gone to bed or had to go and run, but he had some players at his tournament in London where they were really nervous to play online. They're like, this is going to be terrible. But when they played in the environment that we try and create, Adam got feedback that actually this was the best tournament I've ever played in. Over the board or online, this was the best tournament I've ever played in. So that's the sort of experience we want to try and create. I know that all of you who are here on this session are here because you want to create the same exceptional tournaments, excellent experiences, and getting people coming back and growing chess all around the world, and seeing this online as an opportunity and not as a problem. So yeah, let's work towards that, and I'd love to do that with you. All right, Tanya, was there anything that I've missed?
I think not.
Great. The webinar will be emailed. We'll email a recording to everybody. It takes a few hours to process the webinar recording. So I will see if I can put my video on to say goodbye. So I will process this webinar. Actually, I'm going to go to sleep because it's 3:15 in the morning in Australia. So I'm going to catch a few hours of sleep, and then tomorrow my time, which might be evening or tomorrow morning your time, you'll have an email in your inboxes with a copy of the recording and anything else that I can put together for you. So thank you. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to shut down now, and we'll see you next time. Thank you, Tanya, for all of your help.
Bye, everyone. Well. Thank you, David.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
See you all later.